Good morning students, and now we are entering into a new topic. This topic is also a very important topic. This topic is asked mostly in GATE examination. So the name of the topic here is idioms and phrases. So this is a very really important topic. You have to know this topic to attend most of the questions asked in verbal ability session in GATE and other competitive exams also. So let us enter in this topic. Idioms and phrases. What is an idiom generally? Any of you know? And I will say what is an idiom is a sentence, a group of sentence in a particular order. There will be a group of sentence provided. The sentence will be in a particular order whose meaning is different from the general meaning. Is called idioms and phrases. So I'm sorry, it's called an idiom. So we are saying idioms initially. So if I say an example, it will be easy for you to understand. Dhoni was on fire today. This is a set of sentence. This is a set of words, a single sentence, and this sentence says that Dhoni was on fire today. So what is the meaning of the sentence? So you can't say that Dhoni was catched up on fire today, because that is the general meaning of the sentence. So in an idiom it means Dhoni played well today. So the playing well is expressed in a different form. It is called an idiom. So knowing if idioms and phrases questions are given, knowing the general meaning, it is not possible for you to solve the questions here. So you must know some of the different idioms and phrases, and I am going to give you few examples and repetitively asked questions in competitive examination. So it will be easy for you to solve the questions, and after this session we will solve the previous questions of idioms and phrases. So this is an idiom. What is a phrase generally? A phrase, like an idiom, a phrase is a pairing of words. Pairing of words, like an idiom is a complete sentence. Initially know the difference between an idiom and phrases. An idiom gives meaning to a sentence, but a phrase doesn't give meaning to a sentence. Actually an idiom phrase has no complete thought, but an idiom has complete thought. But the thought changes from the real meaning. Is the thing with idiom. Generally guys, an idiom is a sentence which has a complete thought but different from the real meaning given there is an idiom. For a phrase, it doesn't have a complete thought. It is just a combination of two words. So it also says something different. It is called a phrase. So let us see the form of a phrase. In what form phrases occur? Verb plus preposition or adverb is the form the phrases is going to occur. And there are many types of phrases unlike idioms. So let us see each and every phrase to understand deeply about phrases. So it will be easy for us to solve questions. The first thing is noun phrase. Noun phrase. What is a noun phrase? A phrase which concentrates on the noun is called as a noun phrase. So let us see an example. My two wonderful dogs is the example here. Here the main noun is dogs. Dog is the noun and the main subject of this question. So what is this wonderful is denoting? This wonderful is denoting one and only sentence in this word, the dog. So here the noun phrase is the wonderful dog. Now let us go for the next type of phrase, verb phrase. What is a verb phrase? A phrase which concentrates only on the verb is called a verb phrase. So let us see an example for this also. Example will be, example for a verb phrase, will be working. Here working is the verb here. Generally what is a verb? An action is a verb. So working will be verb here. So a thing which concentrates on the verb. So this completely is a phrase. And these two sentences concentrates on the verb working. So a phrase which concentrates on the verb is called a verb phrase. And let us see what is an adjective phrase. Adjective phrase means a phrase which concentrates on the adjective is called adjective phrase. Similar like to noun phrase and verb phrase. The example will be very friendly. So this is an example. Next thing is an adverb phrase. What is an adverb phrase? And similar to the above phrases, an adverb phrase is a thing which concentrates on the adverb. It's called an adverb phrase. And for example, we can say really fast, much expensive. So this thing is concentrating on the adverb present in the word. So these sentences, these pair of words are phrases. These things cannot make a new sentence. They can't say the concept individually, but they are trying to say something. Those are called phrases. Prepositional phrase. Prepositional phrases are generally modifiers. They modify the point of view. And if I say an example, it will be very easy for you guys to understand. The example here is, our house in oak forest is a cabin. Is the phrase here. It is a sentence here. What is the prepositional phrase here? Oak forest is the prepositional phrase here. Why? Because they might have also said that our house is a cabin. They might have said like this. This thing also gives a meaning, clear meaning, because their house is a cabin. So we don't know where their house is located. So it says the location of the house. It modifies the point of view of our thinking. So this is called prepositional phrase. The sixth type of phrase is apposition. What is generally an apposition? Let us see. An apposition is thing which has same in a sentence. An apposition is thing which describes about the same person again. For example, Mr. Tom, the doctor, was here afternoon. The people who know Tom, in general, the people who know Tom, they also know that Tom is already a doctor. But this apposition is again denoting the specific work of the person. So here it is an apposition phrase. Example, Mr. Tom, the doctor, was here afternoon is the example here. The next one is gerund phrase. Generally, what is gerund? A verb ending with ing is called as a gerund. So gerund phrase is a thing which starts, a phrase which starts with a gerund is called a gerund phrase. For example, here in this example, walking in rain. So this walking in rain is a phrase. That phrase is starting with a gerund here, ing. It is difficult when my dog is with me. So these are all the types of phrases. Now let us see some important idioms and phrases which are asked previously in competitive examinations, and also these are the important phrases which have higher possibilities of asking in competitive examination. Let us see now. You can note all these things, the types of phrases like these things, and let me start from the first thing. And here is an idiom for you. For example, first idiom: once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon. Note down these things, guys. These are very important idioms. Once in a blue moon means something that happens rarely. So you can say that my friend comes to my home rarely, like that in a generalized form. To make it in a different way of speaking, you will say that my friend comes to my home once in a blue moon. This idiom says that the thing which is occurring rarely is known as once in a blue moon. The second idiom is beating around the bush. Beating around the bush. What do you mean by beating around the bush? Beating around the bush. Beating around the bush means just talking about something which is not the main topic. So, for example, if you ask something to your parents, like you ask something to your parents, you want the answer of the main concept, but to avoid saying that answer to you, your parents will beat around the bush. So this is an idiom. This idiom means that avoiding the main topic and talking something else to get out of the situation is called beating the bush. The third idiom is chip on your shoulder. chip on your shoulder, which means someone chip on your shoulder means when someone is upset about something that happened a while ago. So consider a situation happened to someone and he is worrying about the situation now. It's known as chip on the shoulder. So for an example sentence for this thing will be, he has a chip on his shoulder for being abandoned by his parents in his childhood. So the person is worrying about abandoned by his parents during his childhood. The fourth idiom will be cry over spilt milk. So it means complaining about a loss or failure from the past. So generally you think of this sentence, cry over spilt milk means the milk is already spilt out, so there is no point of crying after that. That is the meaning there. So complaining about a loss or future or failure from the past. For example, he was mad because he couldn't clear the cutoff due to a silly mistake, but then he realized there was no use crying over spilt milk and decided to become more careful. So after the thing has happened, you are not going to get any profit when you cry on that thing. It's a thing generally mentioned here. Spill the beans is the next one, fifth idiom. To disclose a secret is the meaning of this thing. Spill the beans means to disclose a secret. Example sentence will be, the little one spilled the beans about the surprise vacation we had planned. So this is called as spill the beans. Next one, piece of cake. Piece of cake means something that is easy to understand or to do. We will say that playing football is a piece of a cake for me, which means I am a good football player, so it's easy for me to play football, is the meaning mentioned here. The next one is taste of your own medicine. So this thing, most of you people might have used this thing, taste of your own medicine. It's like karma, exactly. When we have done something wrong to another person, if we get and he is suffering from that, and again when that thing happened to us, we will suffer from that. It is called as taste of your own medicine. If you use this in sentence, we can say, I just wish someone would give her a taste of her own medicine. So there is an enemy for you and she is doing something bad things against you, and you are saying, I wish someone would give her the taste of her own medicine. So you wish that the concerned person who is torturing you must be tortured by the another person, is the meaning here. The next one is golden handshake. It doesn't mean that your hand is made of gold or some stuff like that. The meaning of this here, a big sum of money given to a person when he or she leaves a company or retires. So it is generally the PF amount or the amount when you get when you leave the company and change to the new company. Yeah, this is generally the PF amount they are talking about. Golden handshake means PF amount. The next thing is apple of one's eye, which means being cherished more than others. Or example sentence, Sam is adored by his teacher of his childhood nature. He is the apple of her eye. So for a person, seeing another person means all will see the person in a different way, but for one person alone he will look like a higher person, like a role model or inspiration, which means that is the meaning of apple of one's eye. For one person alone he is looking like a thing, highest thing. So the next thing is feeling a bit under the weather. Feeling a bit under the weather. This sentence I think you people itself can make the sentence, which means feeling slightly ill. So you are affected by the weather condition there. So that is the meaning of feeling a bit under the weather. So the next thing is icing on the cake, which means something that turns good into great. Something that turns good into cake, good into great. India's victory over England on India's Independence Day was like icing on the cake. So just think of this particular idiom. It will be easy for you to imagine the situation. Already how will be an ice will be? It will be smooth already. So what about a cake? Obviously a cake is also going to be smooth and soft. Icing on the cake means already you are happy because of something. When another thing happened for you, that is like ice on the cake for you, icing on the cake for you. So the next thing is cost an arm and a leg, which means imagine this. Yeah, this same thing, my mobile phone. If this is a normal Android mobile phone, if consider this as an iPhone. iPhones are generally very expensive. So people who are in a lower middle class, it is difficult for them to buy an iPhone. So it is how that situation will be for them is cost an arm and a leg. So this thing is very expensive according to their class. So it is like selling their legs and arms to a cost and buying the phone is the thing. The example is it is really very expensive is the meaning here. So let us see the next thing. Ball is in your coat. We would have seen this idiom in most of the movies in Hollywood, Bollywood, everything. Ball is in your coat means, and now you are the person who is going to take the decision. It is your turn, your choice now is the meaning here. Bite off more than you can chew. Bite off more than you can chew. This idiom is a good idiom. Bite off more thing you can chew. Just solving, considering the meaning of each and every idiom, if you just try to understand the word here, it will be easy for you to understand the meaning also. Biting off more thing you can chew. So here is the capacity. There is a capacity of thing you can do, but you are thinking that you can do more thing than your capacity. So the meaning here is to take up a task which you may not be able to accomplish due to your lack of ability. You generally, there is a thing that there is a single thing, this much only you can chew, but you are trying to do more things, but you can't. Anyway, you are not going to do that. Is the thing here. For if you use this in sentence, a bit of more than I could chew when I decided to take up the 300-page research project, which means generally he can't do a 300-page research project, but he is doing that. So that is the thing here. The next example, can't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, this is very simple. Mostly all of you guys might have heard this idiom. So if you want me to explain, I will explain this. Cannot judge someone primarily on appearance. So appearances are deceptive, which means looking at one's appearance, looking at the one side of the person, just one side of the person, you can't say what are the characteristics and how the person will be. So that is the thing mentioned here. The next thing is hear it on grapevine. Hear it on grapevine. So this is another funny idiom according to me. Hear it on grapevine. So if I give an example, most of you people can understand it. So this idiom is all about girls. This idiom is about girls. So what generally girls do? I am just trying to explain this in a funny way. I am not trying to hurt girls. If you are thinking so, I am sorry for that. So hear it on a grapevine. This example is all about girls because generally girls used to spread rumors. So if there is any secret, girls used to speak about many secrets also. So here it on a grapevine means grapevine. How will a grapevine yard will be? It will be very bushy. Most of the places will be covered. So here it on a grapevine means say a rumor secretly. So yeah, to hear rumor about something or someone secretly, in a secret manner. So let us go to the another example. Last straw. Last straw means a final problem in a series of problems. You would have a set of 10 problems. When that is the 10th problem is coming, that is the final straw for you, because there are no more problems for you than that thing. So the next idiom. To sit on the fence. To sit on the fence. This also, if you think this idiom, you can solve it easily. Let me write it here. To sit on the fence. So here you are not clear about your decision and you are sitting in a neutral place. So imagine this is a fence. Imagine this is a fence. This is a first side and this is the second side. When you are sitting on the fence, you are just sitting on a neutral position. You don't know whether you can go here or you can go here. Sitting on the fence means you are in a neutral position. That is the meaning here. So the next idiom. A bird's eye view. A bird's eye view, which means a view from a very high place that allows you to see a very large area. Generally, how will a bird's view be? A bird, however, going to fly in a higher place, and we can say this idiom also as an eagle's view. And if a bird sees from a higher place, then we are saying from this place, a bird's view can cover most of the places. So it means viewing a larger area. The next thing. At the drop of hat, which means willingness to do something instantly. So at the drop of hat, when you drop a hat below, it means you are going to do the thing at the next instant. We can say this as at the drop of hat. So the next one. A house of cards. A house of cards. So imagine the situation. How will, if this is a house and this house is fully filled with cards, is this situation will be a greater easy thing for you? So it says that it is a poor or difficult plan. So this is called house of cards. Be on the cloud nine. This is an easy phrase. You would have heard it many times. It means being happy, being on cloud nine. The next idiom is give cold shoulder. Give cold shoulder means to ignore someone's request or ignore someone is the meaning here. The next thing is hit the nail on the head. Hit the nail on the head, which means do the thing. Do the correct thing. Do the correct thing means hit the nail on the head. The next thing is hit the bull's eye. This is an obvious idiom. Do that accurately is the meaning here. Next one, let the cat out of the bag. What do you mean by let the cat out of the bag? To reveal the secret out is the meaning. These things you would have, some things will be relatable for you because you would have seen this in your school stages. So the next thing is don't pull all your eggs in one basket, which means do not put all your resources in one basket. And generally talking about competitive examinations also, my advice will be don't put all your eggs in one basket, which means don't concentrate on a single exam. Just generalize your things. I am not saying that read things in a different pattern. most of the things, most of our civil engineering syllabus for most exams will be similar. So try to concentrate on all examinations. Don't put all your effort in a single thing, because if you lose that, you are going to waste an year. So get this thing. I am just saying that as an example. Maybe I am wrong also. I am saying it in my point of view, and others' point of view may be different also. So the next thing, to move heaven and earth, which means to provide all your efforts. So it is not possible to move heaven and earth. So it means putting in all your efforts is the meaning here. So I have said I think about some 20 to 25 idioms and phrases. These are the important and repeated things which might, there are many chances for asking these questions. So note down these things and just read it in a fun way. It will be easy for you to understand idioms and phrases. So by this thing we are completing the idioms and phrases concept here. So in the next class we can see a new concept and a new topic. Thank you, students.